TSL Nigeria TV, where we have news on politics, sports, entertainment, and so much more. Did you know that we also have feature stories where we talk about nothing but everything? It's the Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV.
There are a few great ways to start your morning, but this one is definitely tested and trusted. Good morning, my name is Joyce Jukes. You're on to the Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV, and I have my beautiful girls in the studio. Hi, babies.
AKA the Musketeers.
No.
Yes.
How are you guys doing?
I'm fine.
How was your night? I missed you yesterday.
I missed you. And it's fine.
Okay, thank you. Going into the news priority for this morning, I have with me the Vanguard for Wednesday, June 19, 2019. For the major story, affairs for future polls in Nigeria, US bodies. Presidency insists Buhari won 2019 polls, faults NDI and IRI reports. Defense suspension of ex-Chief Justice of Nigeria, Onoken. We're no kids, we can take care of ourselves, APC. NDI IRI reports show presidential election was rigged, PDP. You can find this story on page 9. For our picture story, illegal refinery in Delta State. An illegal refining camp at Bennett Island, Warri, Delta State. The commander of Nigerian Navy ship in Delta, Commodore Ibrahim Dewu, 3rd left, Executive Officer NNS Delta, Captain Adeyemi Adewumi, 3rd right, Director of Naval Information, Commodore Suleiman Dahun, 2nd right, and other senior officers during a major tour of illegal refinery sites at Bennett Island in Delta State yesterday. Footage provided by Kehinde Shonola. See story on page 36. Edo Assembly drama as clerk swears in 9 of 24 lawmakers at midnight. Third security personnel take over premises. Governor Basiki under fire over midnight assembly inauguration. You can find the story on page 50. And finally, Okowa submits commissioner nominees list to DTHA. You can find the story on page 36. And finally, for Vanguard Sports, Super Eagles hit by sickness bug. Hold first training session in Alexandria. Okay, so what do we have on the Guardian, Nigeria?
Okay, for the Guardian for June 19, 2019, I have UK warns against travel to 21 states in Nigeria. Panic grips COP members as Taraba State boils. And men stopped search our vehicle for ethnic group. 13 allegedly killed in fresh attacks on 2 councils. We've mapped plans for participant safety, says NYSC. News on page 6. And for our picture story, we have a team of naval officers and media men inspecting an illegal refining camp at Bennett Island, Warri, Delta State yesterday. Photo by Nan. And then here we have don't be too close to the government. Kaku tells re-elected Khan president. Bishop dismisses allegation against Ayekunle, who laudable defense, says Martins. Buhari congratulates, urges support for Uina. And for the last one, we have sabotage, authors behind fresh setbacks in anti-insurgency war, says Buratia. News on page 3. And for sports, we have Donabai praises gallant Falcons as analysts condemn harsh VAR rules. That's it for Guardian.
Thank you so much. And Aneki on the Punch, what do we have?
Okay, on the latest stories for the Punch, June 19, 2019. The soldiers' inadequate commitments affecting insurgency war, Buratai says. Boko Haram attacks 4 military bases in 1 week. And for our picture story, we have 2 police officers accused of killing an officer of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps being arraigned at the High Court of Federal Capital Territory, Nyanya, in Abuja on Tuesday. And for the other picture story, a relative of one of the suspected police officers with a stone attacking journalist and wife of the deceased outside the court premises in Abuja on Tuesday. Photos by Olatunji Obasa. And another story, panic as NNPC gas pipeline explodes on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. We have the story on page 4 and 5. And leading on the stories as well, Ihedioha fires cancelled bosses agency board. You can find the story on page 8. NCCA begins demolition of 8,805 masses over air safety. You can find the story on page 34. And on sports, Eagles want to win AFCON. It will be safe. That is all we have for the Punch.
I want them to win too. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up with the Nigerian Observer. For the major story, at Delhi State House of Assembly leadership, Obaseki congratulates Okiye and Idiaye, urges 7th Assembly to deepen progressive ideas. Still on the Assembly inauguration, Delhi State APC chairman says Governor Obaseki met constitutional requirements. Congratulates Okiye and Idiaye. Edola Assembly will meet people's expectation, Speaker. And for sports, football administrator rates Super Falcons group stage performance below average. You can find the story on page 31. I don't believe that they were below average. I think the girls really did well, in my opinion. And on to some sad news making rounds on social media this morning. There are some unconfirmed reports that a young lady in the University of Benin, who's a 300 level student, has taken her life. Apparently, the body was found this morning. She had ingested sniper, and she left a suicide note that said that she was heartbroken.
By boy, she's a 300 level medical laboratory science.
It's just, I don't know, I felt like they poured cold water on my body, because we can't continue to pretend that there is not a clear mental health issue in this country right now, and it doesn't seem like a lot is being done about it to sensitize people. And especially what you should do if you find a corpse, maybe you shouldn't take a picture. There's pictures of the corpse on social media, and I just can't help but feel really bad for her parents having to find the corpse picture of their child littered on social media. So
and maybe their neighbor probably would have come to show them prior before they even saw the dead body.
It's crazy. So I think we should try to unlearn doing that. If you find a person that is dead, by whatever means necessary, maybe refrain from taking pictures, just for the respect of the person and their family members. All right, so we're going to move quickly into our history for today. Today is a very special day in the world, and not just for Nigeria. Today, June 19th, is a World Sickle Cell Anemia Day. Now, on the 22nd of December, the United Nations General Assembly took a resolution to give a sickle cell and to call it a public health problem and see it as one of the world's foremost genetic diseases, calling for member states to raise awareness of sickle cell on June 19th of each year. Now, sickle cell disease is an inherited form of anemia in which red blood cells are not able to carry adequate oxygen throughout the body. And according to statistics, every day, more than 1,000 babies in Africa are born with sickle cell, and about half of them will die before their 5th birthday. I don't even know what to say about this, because there's been copious conversation about sickle cell anemia, and why you should be sure about the blood type and the genetic group that your partner. Still, we still have 1,000 babies born in Africa that half of them are going to die. That is about 500 babies are going to die before their 5th birthday because of sickle cell anemia. We need to do better. Anyways, moving on to better news. We are joined by the head of marketing of TSL Nigeria, Aisha Edeko, and she has something exciting to tell us on the show. Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning, ladies.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Let's dive into it. What are we talking about today?
Yeah. We're actually talking about event coverage.
Amazing. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah. Good morning, viewers. My name is Aisha Edeko. I'm the head marketing TLC Nigeria. I know a lot of you have been wondering what TLC Nigeria is all about. Well, TLC Nigeria is a digital content company that provides integral services on web design and development, public relation experts, social media management, event coverage, media services, branding, and graphic design, promotions and advertisements, and other related digital services. Our operation is with a unique business model that is based on integrating, configuring, and maintaining a business innovative solution designed to meet our clients' operational and strategic needs. Well, today we'll be talking about event coverage. When we say event coverage, we're talking about TSL Moments. You know, it's one thing to celebrate life milestone, and it's another ball game altogether to capture these moments perfectly. That is what TSL Nigeria is here to capture these moments for you perfectly. Our TSL Moment is actually our photography and video coverage, where we cover outdoors and indoors events ranging from wedding ceremony, anniversaries, graduations, birthday parties, bridal shower, bachelor's eves, musical concerts, seminars, political rally or campaign, naming ceremony, dedication, burial ceremony, and every social and corporate events you can actually think of. We actually have four packages, which are the Platinum package, the Golden package, the Emerald package, and the Sapphire package. Under each packages, we have services that we render, and our services actually range from the drone shots. It depends on the service that you want, that we could render what you want depending on the package you want. But generally, our services are drone shots, where we cover a range of view for you.
Aerial view.
Aerial view for you, where the video cannot cover for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we have red carpets where your guests come. You know, they're all excited for their expectations.
Yes,
for
the
the
swag.
events. Yes, the swag and everything. They are dressing. They are coming to kill it. You know, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Then we give you a DVD, full video coverage. We have 1 minute video. We have picture slides, soft copies for your pictures. We have photo album customized. That's your photo book.
Yes.
Photo frame, complimentary pre-wedding session for you. If it's anniversary, it is birthday, whatever you want to celebrate, we're going to give you a whatever of that section that you're coming from.
It's complimentary for free.
Yeah,
Amazing.
For free. Yeah, we have a
Wow.
package for that. It's not all the package.
I want the
depending on
package that
you're
has
coming
complimentary
from.
something inside.
And also, we have a world-class photo studio. Yeah. And our teams, you know, our photographers, they're ready for you to give you the best shots. For your pre-birthday shots, your pre-wedding shots, political shots, modeling sessions, regular pictures, and family portraits.
Wow.
We have canvas frames, we have glass frames,
Wow.
depending on what you want. We are ready to render all the services for you. For more information, or you could visit us. Our address is 2425 Comfort Shopping Plaza 1, 380 Road, GRA. For more information on the booking, you can actually call us on 0802
You sold me. I'm coming to share those memories.
You're welcome. Pay the money. Pay the money.
Alright, so we are going to be going on a very short break. But when we come back, we have somebody exciting joining us on set. 2019 has been a very politically charged year, and a lot of party politics has been involved in the things that we've seen in Nigeria. And so we have someone we're going to be discussing party politics in Nigeria. Stick around. It's a breakfast show on TSL Nigeria TV. Good morning.
To TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family. to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.
We are back, still talking about the breakfast show this morning on TSL Nigeria TV on our feature story looking at party politics in Nigeria. Now, a political party is a tool and an important ingredient in participatory democracy. Without political parties, democracy is a mirage. Every democracy, either great or emerging through the operations of the system, encourages the formation of political parties to provide a level playground for these parties to field their candidates for an election. With Nigeria as no exception, we can see that party politics structuring and operation is a determining tool measuring the fragility or the strength of democracy system in Nigeria and across the world. We are joined this morning by the Public Relations Officer at Edo Civil Society Organization, Osaze Edijin, and he's going to be talking to us about party politics in this Fourth Republic. Where do we go from here? Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's good to have you,
Good morning, beautiful ladies. I'm glad to be with you today.
Thank you, sir. So tell us about yourself and about Edo Civil Society Organizations.
Edo Civil Society Organizations is a network of civil society groups based in Edo State. Our major trusts are basically on three legs: the promotion of good governance, social justice, and human rights. That's basically what we pursue. We have groups who work in different thematic areas, but we have to come together to pursue these three cardinal points that will foster a better society for every one of us. And for now, I represent my own group, which is Action for Socio-Political and Economic Group, which is affiliated to Edo Civil Society Organizations. And for now, I serve as the Public Relations Officer of the network.
Okay.
For now, and I think for now we'll be doing one or two things in ensuring that we have a better society for everyone, so that the system can truly work. Because we do not intend to leave this country for any other person, because this is our home, and we believe when we put things together, we all be proud of the society that gave birth to us.
Okay, but let's come down to Edo State. Now, I love your button. It says, I love human rights.
Right,
So looking at Edo State, situations that are going on in the country, will you say that we're doing well when it comes to social justice and human rights?
The consciousness of the fight against human rights is very high in Edo. I make boast to say that. We have traveled far wide across every length and breadth of this country. We know what obtains in other states. But those states has grown far. Because you just to support that, people, it's easier for people now, when they are being oppressed, they run to the human rights community or they run to the media. In some states, you don't even know that such thing even exists. People are being oppressed, people are being depressed, and they don't even know where to run to.
Wow.
And that is as a result of the coming of the former governor of Edo State, Comrade Daso Shomole. The process that Eraded is coming gave that consciousness to people that a commoner can actually have access to power. Looking at his background, you know, and that actually gives people some sort of consciousness to believe that, look, no matter how a commoner that I am, if I have the consciousness and the mind to speak up, I can actually be recognized and my voice can be heard. And that is what actually gave rise to the strength of the civil society movement in Edo State. Actually, it started around 2012. To date, we have made progress. Now, look at the power sector, for instance. The issue of the fees charge that people were paying sometimes ago, the 715 naira. Some people were calling it maintenance fees, some people were calling some other names. It was from this beginning that fight took off, and that led to the elimination of that particular amount in 2016. January precisely. And we have been at the forefront of a better reformed power sector that will make electricity available for Nigeria for productivity and economic growth. And if you check very well, the issue of human rights abuses, if you notice when there are no incident of extrajudicial killings in Edo, these are a lot of various cases we have handled. Because it happens everywhere where you see citizens just take it hook, line, and sinker. But because over time, when it happened in Edo State, people came up and speak against it. People protested against it. Now, some of these law enforcement agencies are being very, very careful because they know that people are very, very at alert to know, vigilant, they are conscious that look, this thing is wrong. And maybe some of you have not noticed it, but I just want to bring it to attention. But if you read the papers, you see that a policeman killed somebody, a this man killed somebody, and I mean, but have you ever heard it in Edo State for a very long time? But we know there are some unprofessional conduct being carried out by some of these law enforcement agents, but we are still working towards it to get a better reform.
And for now, life is protected.
For now, incident of extrajudicial killing has been eliminated in Edo State. I can boast of that.
Okay, amazing. So I guess we have to just jump right into party politics.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, party politics is a thing that we cannot pretend that we don't know is happening. Exactly. We see it every other day. And a lot of people are coming out to say that party politics have been played to a level where citizens do not matter. Normally, party politics should have been something that happened within the members of the party for the betterment of the people. Exactly. But we're beginning to see now that the people almost do not matter. Now, for example, now we have the ruling party with the All Progressives Congress. Yes. A lot of people have claimed that the EFCC is used as an engine for that political party against the people. Now, an example that was cited on social media was the issue of Ganduje, who was caught on camera receiving an undisclosed amount of money, and for some reason, nothing has been done to probe that issue, and he is still in power till this very state. So, party politics, is it something that favors the people, or does it just favor the politicians while the people are left to suffer?
To start off, one of the things that we have lacked as a people is patriotism. If you recall, before we gained our independence, there were some persons that we refer to as nationalists. The Azikiwes, the Awolowas, and other persons. These persons were actually passionate about the Nigerian system. But as we begin to evolve as an independent country, a lot of things began to set in. As at that time when we were under colonial rule, we didn't have the problems of ethnic differences, religious differences, and all what not. We were not there as at that time because we had a common front. We wanted to be free.
Yes.
But after the freedom, what happens? People began to play politics, dirty politics. The NSCNC, the Action Group, you see what happened that led to coup and counter-coup in 1966, January, July, and then
led into the civil
war.
Now,
those things we were seen as ethnic coup period that actually happened then. And that was what actually snowballed to the civil war that you said. Since then, we'll be having these issues of differences amongst us. Every region have decided to be on their own. Every state decided to be on their own. Even to the newest one, which has to do with the ethnic groups. You see people now do politics of ethnicity.
Yes.
And this is what has brought us to where we are today. Even in the same politics, all political parties are supposed to be run with ideology. They have to have some sort of ideology that drives the political party. But people have lost this ideology that's supposed to drive a political party. Like the APC, they have their own manifesto or their own blueprints, so to speak. Even the PDP has their, but how many of their members, even the leaders of these political parties, can tell you that, look, this is what we tend to then when we come to power. During the time of Action Group, NCNC, then you see their policies outlined.
Their manifesto.
For instance, during the era of the administration of Professor Ambrose Ali, we knew how he invested much in education. It was clear from the beginning, look, I'm going to do more in education. And some of us benefited from that administration then. But today, can the APC or the PDP come up and say, look, this is our blueprints, that this is what we tend to achieve? No. What you see most political parties do is tie off roads, secret borrows. They all duplicate the same thing. You cannot differentiate the difference between PDP, APC, and every other political parties because they are all driven by greed, not to better the society. Now, it's a challenge before us. Not until we get to that point where we are actually patriotic about the country, or we actually know what a political party stands for. For instance, there are in some other climes, when you are born into the society, it's either you are a Republican or a Democrat. From birth to death, it is your belief, and you are not intending to change it any moment. You believe in the ideology of that political party, you go with it religiously. But in Nigeria, what drives them is what a former governor of the state refers to as stomach infrastructure. That is the driving force in Nigeria. And that's why we have not grown democratically from the point we had our independence to date. We have been going back and forth. And it's so disheartening that we have found ourselves in this state. But I think if the new generation can begin to think in this line, we can also have a backtrack and get our steps right and refocus the country properly.
Okay, so don't forget to join this conversation at Oseze Diggins, beginning to talk expressively about party politics in Nigeria. Now, coming back to you, sir, I know that this era, we're in the Fourth Republic, and the way politics is being run is really different from the First Republic, like you mentioned. Now, what really changed between the First and the Fourth Republic?
I've highlighted some of these things that when we were under colonial rule, we had a common fund, which was independence, and that brought the unity at that time. There were no politics then, you know, but because we needed to have our independence, and the political space need to throw up leaders that will not be able to manage the affairs of the society, as it were. But that was when people began to see themselves as Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Benin, Ishekiri, Ijaw. Now that came up because if you check what happened in 1966, where there was a coup in January, and it was termed, I think, the Igbo coup or something. It was even used, an ethnic group name was even used to tag that coup. And there was a counter that was also termed that what happened in January and what happened in July was a result of two ethnic groups having issues as to who takes charge of power. Then the Biafra one happened in 1967 to 1970. Since then, there have been issues because the amalgamation that Lologai did was to use the resources from this protectorate to augment the economic shortfall in the Northern Protectorate. And that has been some differences over time that has led to the changes we have experienced. And our leaders became too greedy. Now, you remember I talked about that Nigerians are not patriotic enough. Our leaders became unpatriotic, that what matters to them is what they can get for themselves. And the younger ones coming up began to see some of these things. That politics became like an occupation or a profession, so to speak, where people can go in and make money. Not something that you are supposed to go in because you believe for a better society. And you intend to change some wrongs to rights. That's why you are going in, but not to make money. They don't see politics as an avenue to amass wealth. And people no longer have what it takes to become leaders. What they now have at the back of their mind is that let me go into politics and make money. And this has changed a whole lot of things. If you check the timeline to where we are today, even within the military, where the military were in charge and all of that, money was what was the driving force why people were going into politics or trying to have power. Power is meant to change the society, not to enrich self. But people are going to politics to enrich themselves. That's why we have deficit infrastructure. You see people who do not have what it takes to be leaders, people who are governors, the presidents, local government chairman, and all whatnot. You see charlatans vying for political position, and when you even engage some of these persons, in fact, they don't even know why they are going there, what they intend to even achieve. So when these persons are able to buy their way in, because we are in an era where vote buying have become the order of the day, where any idiot with money can become anything in Nigeria. So these are challenging times for us as a country, and where you see law enforcement agents become more political than the politicians themselves. Where the electoral umpire cannot be trusted. Where we are in this country today, we are arguing if INEC has a server or not.
It doesn't have a server.
No. So it's shameful that we are finding ourselves in this situation today.
Okay. Let's take some comments real quick.
Okay, we have Agbonifo Ronaldo saying, I love this. Kudos to TSL Nigeria TV.
Thank you so much.
And then we have someone watching us from New Jersey, Reggie MFROBFYJ.
Thank you so much for joining us. Our time is actually really fast spent, even though I want to join this conversation forever. You spoke something about, the people becoming too tribalistic.
Yeah.
But I want to ask something. If the people want to fight against party policies, can we? Now, I want to take in case in point something that happened in Lagos during Ambode trying to secure his second-term ticket. Now, card-carrying members of the APC complained on news outlets everywhere that the people that wanted to vote for Ambode were not allowed to vote. That if you were not going to vote for Sanwo-Olu, you had no right to vote in the elections. Now, if the card-carrying members of the party cannot fight for the president that they want, can we, the members of the public, do we even have any say whatsoever?
I think the type of politics we want here has issues, a whole lot of issues. For instance, political parties are supposed to be vehicles that will throw up candidates, but you see, because of there are persons that have money, a lot of money with them, that they hijack some of these political party structures and begin to dictate what happens at that level. If we are giving room for independent candidature, for instance, a lot of persons would have been able to come out independently, and people will be willing to vote for such persons. But because of the people who design the system for their own personal interest, they wouldn't want that to happen. But if that happens, their own hegemony is being threatened. They will not have power to decide what happens in the political space at that moment. Now, this instance we gave is one among the many things that political parties do to truncate people who have the wherewithal to actually emerge from that political party. Once you are not loyal to the godfathers, so to speak, you become a threat to them, and your chances of emergence is very, very slim at that point. They do all manner of things to make sure they truncate your chance of becoming the party flag bearer at that moment. And once you don't have the backing of the godfathers of any political party, it means you go nowhere. But the people design, as I said earlier, they have something in mind, and they are actually achieving it with this so-called party structure thing. But if there are room for independent candidature, people like Ambode would have gone to contest as an independent candidate, and you'll be voted to office by Lagos people, who are the masses.
The masses, the majority.
All right, Nikki, please close the show.
All right, no, this have come to the end. Thank you so much, Mr. Zedigan, for talking. We would love to go on and
There's so
on
much
and
I want to
on
ask
and on, but this is where we have to draw the close of this exciting episode of the Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV. We're growing our YouTube channel. Please do it. Just run along to YouTube and TSL Nigeria TV and just click on the subscribe link there, and yes, you'll be getting lots of these kinds of engaging conversation every day. Do well to stay tuned tomorrow as we come your way with much more exciting just and feature stories. My name is Neki Moyo.
My name is Joyce Chooks.
And I'm Adrian Mogade.
Until we come your way, it is a bye for now.